Hello, welcome back and welcome if it's your first time on my channel. My name is Paulette, I'm a French artist, and today I propose you to see me struggle with my old Himi gouache set with two paintings I did. As you can see, my Himi gouache set is really dry. I bought it maybe 2 years ago and I used it time to time and I forgot about it. It's been a while, as you can see. It's rocks for some of the colors. Still, I wanted to paint, but I had to refresh my Himi gouache. So here is a tutorial of how I did it. I watched a bunch of videos saying that you have to use demineralized water, but I'm not sure if it makes a difference or not on the mold appearing. But I used it, and then some colors were easy to mix and some of them, as this green one, were really hard. I think the trick is to put a lot of water in each colors, wait for maybe 1 day, and then you use your spatula to mix the color. But as you can see, it makes a lot of splashes. It was not at all an easy task. So after maybe 2 hours of trying really hard with my spatula, you have a kind of new Himi gouache set. I remember that I never used the brushes with the Himi set, and although this one seemed really cool, spoiler alert, I didn't really like it. I don't know, maybe it's the size of the brush or maybe the brush is too soft, I don't know, but I didn't like it. For the first painting, I wanted to paint a donut, as you saw in the reference, and I wanted it to be a first exercise that lasts maybe 1 hour, but at the end of the day, it took me maybe 3 hours for this donut, and I was so exhausted, and I hated that donut at first place. But as time went by, I've learned to like it. It's not the best painting I did in my life, of course, but I'm proud that I didn't give up, even if the process was not smooth at all, because I'm gonna be really honest with you. When I tried to revive the Himi gouaches, I thought, yes, they are like brand new, but no, when I used a lot of the colors, it was old. I don't know how to say it, but some of the textures were off. It was not smooth, and I don't know. It was not like the first time I used this set. I was struggling so much. It was not a comfortable situation. For example, the yellow that I tried to use had a grainy texture, so it was not enjoyable to use. So a big part of my struggle in this painting, I think, was the gouache. But I have to take my responsibilities, and I struggled so hard with the colors of the painting. I think that it was the first time that I painted any kind of food, and the challenge with that is that when you paint it, you want that people want to take a bite of it. And when I was painting and that I looked at my donut, I was like, no, the cream is odd. The cream was gray, and I was trying to add colors, to add more white, to add more blue or yellow. The cream looked like a bechamel. I don't know if you know this sauce, but it's kind of a beige gravy sauce, and it was not appetizing at all. Even when I look at the end result, I still want to take a bite of my donut. But you know what? It's a challenge that I accept. The next food I do, I want it to be really appetizing. I don't know if you see it, but there is a big problem of transparency. I mean by that you can see the layers underneath the new layer I add, and it made me lost a lot of time because I was trying to hide the layers underneath, so I add more layers and more layers, and it was just weird. And I never had this kind of problem with my artisan gouaches. Of course, when you paint with gouache, you have to play with layers, but the layers are complementary. But when I was painting this time, it was not complementary. It just added more mess to the mess, and yes, that was not a fun experience. That was the moment where, after maybe 1 or 2 hours of painting, I decided to cover everything with a kind of yellow because it was so ugly, but it was still ugly after that. So I decided to focus on the whole, and my god, the whole of this donut was so hard to do because the problem that I had with this painting is that I wanted to recreate exactly what I was seeing on the reference, and I think it's a big problem. For me, when I paint, I want to see something and interpret it the way I want, not being stuck with the reference that I'm seeing. Because I don't do hyperrealism, so it shouldn't be a problem that it doesn't look exactly like the reference photo. As my process was completely messy, I will let you watch it with music, and I'll come back when it will finally look like something. As you can see, even if I was painting, there was not a lot of improvement. It was like I was stuck and the colors were dull, so I tried to add more colors, for example green on top, and I wanted the dough of the donut to be more vibrant, so I added this really light yellow on it, and I think it adds something because it was less ugly after that, but it was total improvisation and a lot of prayer because I was fed up. I wanted to just stop to paint, but nah, I don't like to give up. I still really don't know how I ended up with this kind of bechamel sauce on top of the donut. I wanted the glaze to be really appetizing, to be white and bright, but nah, a kind of god decided that the glaze would be gray and beige at the same time. And yeah, we will say that it was a salty donut. It's when I add the color sprinkles that I thought maybe it's not that ugly and maybe there is a chance that it looks like a donut. I was finally seeing the end of the tunnel. I think this part where I add the detail was my favorite part because it really brings your painting to life when you add a touch of blue there or a touch of green there, and it makes the difference. And I still don't want to eat this donut, but I'm not ashamed of it. And we're almost done. That's the part where I add some touches of colors with my color pencils. I didn't do that much with them. I just used my white pen to add some touches of light, and I was done. Don't hesitate to tell me what you think about it, and if you have any kind of advice, I would be pleased to hear about it. If the first painting was a struggle for me, this one is chaos. It's pure hell, and I wanted to during all the process because it was not giving it. Sometimes when you have a process, it's smooth, you like it from the beginning to the end. This one, I hated it from the beginning to now. Still now, I hate it. As I said earlier, I had a problem with the painting that I thought were too old to have a good texture, but I also had a hard time with the shiny part of the keychain because I wanted to make it look really shiny, but with gouache, it was such a struggle, and I think it will be a good exercise for the future because I still don't know how to do it. And I tried again, and I didn't succeed. So I think I will have to work on that in the future. Usually I like to talk about my process or my inspiration, but for this painting I don't have anything to tell you because for me it's a good example of how to not paint a good painting. So if you're interested, just watch it till the end. But I'm sorry, for this time the two paintings that I painted for you were not a success for me. And I think that's the part of the artist's life. I could show you only the good paintings, but sometimes you fail and sometimes you have to learn it the hard way, and I've learned it the hard way this time. So I'll let you watch the speed painting with the music and I come back soon. You see the gray parts on the face and on the body of the keychain. It's supposed to be the shiny parts, and yes, if you didn't understood what it was, it's the shiny parts. And I was trying to make it look shiny, but it was not giving. I tried it with the pencil, the white pencil. I tried it with the white pen. I tried it with the white paint. And I even tried to find any kind of YouTube video of an artist that painted something shiny with gouache, and I didn't find anything. So I give up. This cute animal looks like it has a white stain on the face, but sometimes you have to admit when you are defeated. Look at me, I don't want to give up. I'm still trying to make it look more like it's shining, but I just have to stop. And after a long battle with the Himi gouaches, these are the two paintings I did. So would I recommend the Himi gouaches? I would say that the first time you use them, this is a great experience, but when they get old, it's not comfortable to use. And I would give them maybe 5 out of 10 for that. If you liked my video, don't hesitate to tell me, put a like and subscribe, and see you next week for paintings that I did with artisan gouaches, and spoiler alert, I love them. Have a nice day!